All right, well, welcome back here. I'm still out getting some firewood brought in. I got a bunch down the hill that I've cut from some oak logs. And so I still have one part of the top of the log there that needs to be cut up into firewood. It's cut about 80% through, and I just didn't want to cut down to the dirt, and I've forgotten to flip it over and cut the backside, so I got to go back down there with my chainsaw and get that cut up. Have the rest of it already put on the little wagon, and I'm going to see if I can use that as a little bit of a, I guess, trailer for my legacy, and see if I can just pull it up the hill with that. If you haven't seen my last video, I went ahead and pulled the wagon up by hand by using a kind of a pulley system with rope. And I was actually successful in doing that, so be sure to check out that video if you want to see what's going on with that. How I did it without any electronics or gas-powered motors of any kind. So let me get my chainsaw gassed up and ready to go, and we'll go down there and get that cut up, loaded up, and see if we can get it pulled up. MS 251 steel chainsaw, works quite well, has an 18-inch bar on it. I like these no spill little spouts here. Has a little bit of a button on the back, so kind of a trigger there, you can push it get it very accurately so you don't overflow. Put it up in there and control the flow rate. That. And I just used motor oil for my car changes. Works quite well. So on the cap here, I put a little triangle to pour out of, and then a little slit in the back there for pressure release. So I can take the cap off, refill it, put another cap on, or just move this cap to another bottle that's full. It's quite well for having a controlled flow, so I don't overfill this. Okay, so that's ready to go. Check the chain here. It's getting a little dull there. A little rough on some of them there. Why don't we give it a little bit of a sharpening here, since we need to do that here. Alright, I got my little round file here. So I basically look for where the junction in the chain is, where it's still different here. Okay, so we'll start behind that. So we'll do all these here. So we set the angle. Okay. Skip the other tooth. We'll flip it around, do every other tooth on the other side. Do these here, so we'll go just behind the first one, and so this one is going this way, so we'll get our angle right. Every so often we'll use the flat file on these little rakers here or they're not rakers, they are cut depth things. Gauges, I guess you call it. Depth gauges, I think that's the appropriate term. Something like that. Turning how aggressive the chain will cut. If you get too aggressive, it'll just bog down all the time and won't be able to cut very well. And if it's not aggressive enough, you'll just be making little sawdust. So you have to look at your chip size, normal wood, and see how it's doing. Like nice chips, then it's probably fine. If it's starting to turn into sawdust, then you'll want to take a flat file and take the top off of those. Or sometimes I'll use drill with a circular 3M disc, sand disc on there, and I'll just tap it on there, and that speeds up the process significantly. Flat filing these is slow because these are pretty hard steel for a flat file. At least all the ones the mill bastard ones that I have. Alright, clean up here, get the scrunch tool and the oil and gas put away. Okay. And I'll put this on so we'll have it in the car there. Keep it a little bit cleaner. Throw it in the back here. Alright, head back over here. Got all this mowed down last night. Road back in here. The altar mow down. Alright, so we're going to back in here. Not in here, but this is kind of our turnaround point. And we'll back up, down the hill. Alright, got it down here. Got the log right here to get cut up. Getting your plugs on, I should say. On this little steel rod. I'm not sure what it was used for, but I should put that in the car here, take it up. Good. Slammed it. Okay. Choke on. Flip it to the next half choke. All right, let's get this finished loaded up here. See if we can get it all on. No, maybe a little too much. So just have an old log in the back there with a break. Okay, it's got a knot in it for some reason. Let's go from this side. Up. Okay, I got another one in here. So these are the black diamond screw lock ones, generally for climbing, but they work okay for this type of job. They're a little easier to operate and then screw them down when you're actually done. Actually, you know what? I only need one. Forgot, I thought I was going to need two. Okay, so flip that on. There's a little loop, toe loop on there. And screw that down. All right. Guess that's it. See if it'll pull. Well, that was so easy to pull. I just drove up like nothing was attached, so it did very well. I tried that a long time ago. Just dragging it over here to my wood pile, just like a little trailer. And of course it's starting to rain here, so I may just leave it here. Go inside. Oh well, let's go get the other wood covered up at least. It'll dry out again. Got all this wood here brought up on the same little wagon there. So you know, I think it holds 900 pounds. I saw some other ones similar to it. But it's 4 foot by 24. It's either 24 or 20 inches. I think it's 24. Yeah. It's a really nice one. It's fairly old, something my dad received as a gift years ago, and he never really used the thing, so he gave it to me. So anyway, that's that. Did very well, and you can see so it's the same little hitch. I just put a hitch around there, a couple wraps, and half hitch on the back there. And then this is just a bow line with the carabiner to the loop, toe loop. Just happens to be in the center there, so that's handy. So anyway, very pleased with it here. Yeah, I like it a lot. That works quite well. And that is actually quite a bit of wood, even though it doesn't look like it. It filled up my garden cart. So I got one of the homestead carts over there. And last time I filled it up to about the same amount as it has now. It was all the way full. I'm like, wow, it didn't look like that much, but once you start throwing it into a cart, because it's stacked, and see how tightly it's stacked, and that makes the difference when you throw it in the cart. It's not nicely stacked, so I probably could fit a little bit more if I stacked it nicely in the cart, but I'm not going to do that. So anyway, once I get it over there, it'll be a nice addition to my firewood supply for probably next year. I'll have to test the moisture content. I just got a moisture content meter, so I can test the percentage of moisture and see if it's ready to go in the shed, or we'll leave it out for another year. Tarp it and leave it over winter and let it dry next summer if it's green. This stuff, it was a dead oak tree standing, so I think it's after the end of this summer it should be ready to go in the shed, but I'll check it to be sure. Sometimes it's not always as dry as you think it might be. All right, catch you guys later. Bye-bye.